Okay, so from chapter 4 we had learned how to graph equations of lines in slope-intercept form. Now we're going to learn how to write equations of lines in slope-intercept form. And if you remember, slope-intercept form is just an equation of a line where you have y by itself, that's in the form y equals mx plus b, and m is your slope and your b is your y-intercept. So if I give you the slope and the y-intercept, you can just plug it into the equation. So the first question says, write an equation of a line with slope 5/6 and y-intercept is -4. So I'm going to just plug this in for my m, plug this in for my b. So my equation is y equals 5/6x. You can write plus -4, or I'm just going to write it as -4. Same thing with number 2. There's my slope. There's my y-intercept, y equals m is 3/8 x. There's my y-intercept of 6. Okay, now the next one, so you always need to be thinking, I need slope, y-intercept. You are given the slope, so y equals -5/6x. Even though they don't tell you this is the y-intercept, I know this is the y-intercept because the first value, x, is 0, and that's what a y-intercept has, an x value of 0. So this is my y-intercept. So there's my equation. Okay, number 4, you're given the slope. Now notice this is written in function notation. And remember we talked from last chapter about the number inside the parentheses is your x, or what you put in. The -3 is what you get out, so that's really your y. So if you want, I would rewrite this problem like this. Notice again, this is your y-intercept because the x-coordinate is 0, so y equals 3x minus 3. Okay, number 5. I'm giving you 2 points, but both of them are written in function notation. So I would go ahead and rewrite them, both of them, as an ordered pair. Now let's see what they're giving you. This is my y-intercept. There's my b. They do not give you the slope here, so you will need to calculate the slope. So from last chapter, if you recall, how do we find slope? We take the 2 y's and subtract them. So my 2 y's are -3 and 5 in this case. And then I'm going to take the 2 x's and subtract them. Just make sure that you go in the same order. So I have -8/2, which reduces to -4. So there's my m. This is my b. So y equals -4x plus 5 is my equation. We're going to do the same thing with number 6. Rewrite it as an ordered pair. So 1, 4, 0, 5. If you want at this point, pause the video, you try it on your own, and then come back and check it. So this is my b. I need my slope. Subtract the y's on the top, subtract the x's on the bottom. I get -1/1, which you can write as -1. There's my slope, there's my b. Y equals -1x plus 5 is my equation. Okay, this next one, notice they don't give you b because none of the x's are 0, and they don't give you the slope. So we're going to need to find both. So I'm going to start with my slope. So I'm going to take my y, subtract them, -8 minus 1 over 2 minus 2. I get -9/0. If you remember from last chapter, this is undefined. And the only type of line that has an undefined slope is a line that goes straight up and down. And the equation of a line that goes straight up and down is x equals a number. The x value happens to be 2. The quicker way to do this is if you look at both ordered pairs and notice the x's are the same, it has to be a straight vertical line, so it has to be x equal 2. So if you notice it right away, you can go straight to here without coming up with the slope. So let's try that on this one. So if I look at both ordered pairs, notice that the y's are both -5. So that tells me the equation of the line is y equals -5. And you're done. If you didn't, you can go through the work and figure out the slope. So -5 minus -5 over 3 minus 2, which is 0/1, which is really 0. So I know a line that has a slope of 0 is a horizontal line, which is always y equals a number, so I can go ahead and write it right away.